rolling up my sleeves to get serious, biscuits. We're going to talk about Hungary, digital nomad visas, and whether you should ever even consider it if you're a mom. Yes, we are. Hey biscuits, welcome back to the channel. If you are brand new here, hit the subscribe button, tap a little like, leave a comment that says, hello, I'm new here, and I'll say hi back. Welcome. I am Rose Kelly. I write under the pen name R.M. Kelly. I'm a romance novelist. You can check out my novellas and novels linked in the description box down here. Go buy yourself some spicy, saucy fun to heat up your cold, cold winter day. So as you biscuits can tell, the last couple years I have been diving into the consideration that when I worked for our family of doing a digital nomad period abroad. So I can pretty much work from anywhere with an internet connection as long as I have a legal visa to do it, right? But I'm an American citizen and I don't have citizenship elsewhere. Nor do I have several million euros to just toss at trying to buy passports to get the ability to live elsewhere, which would be great. I'd love that. I don't have ancestry by descent, even though my mom was born in Germany, because of complex ways of giving up German citizenship that weren't met at the right time frame, and so I can't apply for that. So I have been researching all these digital nomad visas, and Hungary keeps popping up. People in the digital nomad sphere really talk about Budapest being a great digital nomad spot. I think 3 years ago now, maybe they popped up with the digital nomad visa, and it sounds awesome. Okay, biscuits, first we're going to start off on taxes, because as an American citizen that is so confusing. There is a 50-50 split debate over whether you have to pay taxes there if you're a digital nomad or not. If you go over the half a year spent there, do you have to pay taxes or not? No one quite seems to know. So nobody seems quite certain. There's wording that says you don't have to pay taxes if you are an American on the digital nomad visa because America's going to tax you on your income. And there's other language that says if you spend more than half a year there, you become a tax citizen and have to pay a certain percentage. So consult a professional on that, because that gets complicated, and I've heard different things from different professionals. So it seems like a really unknown side there. America will tax your income no matter where you are in the world. So just consider that as something to take into your calculations, because you might be paying double taxes then if you're going to be in somebody else's jurisdiction, which, you know, most digital nomads, we aren't gazillionaires. We have to watch our pennies, right? So I want to talk about, is it a good location to go to? So people speak very highly of it being safe, having a wonderful vibe, being kind of standoffish. You know, it's not going to be warm and kisses on cheeks and hugs, but you know, you're going to meet other expats. You're going to have a really interesting experience. But here's the part of why I think you should not even bother to apply for this, which I gotta say, I had to dig kind of deep to find this out. The digital nomad visa for Hungary does not include dependents. You can't bring your kids if you have young children like I do. I have a almost 3-year-old and a 9-year-old. I can't go for a year, work in another country, and leave my kids in the US. I mean, I could, but it would be a bad parenting decision, right? So I think the Hungary visa is automatically out. I don't see any way you can make that work if you're just on a digital nomad visa. This has been really hard to deep dive into. I can't believe how many digital nomad so-called experts don't bring this up until you're into the process of, oh yeah, you can't bring dependents along, it's just for you. So a lot of digital nomads I get are single, or they're married but they don't have kids and they can each apply for a digital nomad visa. So if you have dependents, if you have young children, I think Hungary is out of the way, or out of an option, because you just can't easily bring them. You'd have to be applying for another visa, and that's just a whole nother shish kebab, which takes into all sorts of jurisdiction issues. There are other good options that I have been looking at. There's Albania, which is one option. You don't even need a digital nomad visa for that as a US citizen. There is Croatia, and that's the one we're really considering. We are thinking about doing a Croatia trip maybe towards the end of this year. I mean, I know it's like just the beginning of this year, but like we're thinking about it if the stars line up. We're kind of, our family, I am moving things around for our family, trying to figure out how can we reposition our life to travel a bit more, because we haven't traveled since like 2019 was the last time we really traveled internationally, which is crazy to think about. So was that, I mean, it was the very end of 2019, so like let's say 4.5 years ago or something. So probably by the time we start traveling again, it will have been like a 5-year hiatus, which is an insanely long time. If you biscuits know, if you have the wanderlust and you just want to wander around and travel, it's a long time to go without traveling and without exposing your kids to those things. And there's been a whole lot of reasons for that. We were really focused on setting down roots, getting my special needs son services, because he had become kind of a danger to himself and others with the way he his on the spectrum stuff was displaying. And I had my second child and started up new businesses and was really focused on settling down roots. And we've kind of come to the conclusion that where we set down roots wasn't really for us after all. Now we're going to be here for a while more, because economically we can't really like just pick up and move completely. It's just not an option right now. But I'm looking at what our options are for an overseas thing where we kind of travel for a while. So expect to see more digital nomad stuff, because I've been slowly going through like what are our options to do as a family. So next up is Croatia. If we can make that trip work, we have to save up for it. Seems like anytime I think I can save up for a trip, some big expense comes along and hampers that. So I'm hoping this year, hey, biscuits, go buy more of my romance novels so that I can go travel there and show you the ins and outs of an actually working digital nomad with young children. I feel like so many folks, it's not really the case when they're digital nomading. So I hope to be a resource of not expertise, but come along with me as I'm exploring our options this year to figure out what would be a good choice to digital nomad. So I think Hungary, out. I think Albania could be a choice. I think Croatia could be a choice. I'm gonna deep dive into Spain and Portugal and see about those. I'm waiting on the Italian digital nomad visa. This was supposed to be out already. They don't seem to have their ducks. I mean, shockingly, what are you telling me? Things move slowly in the bureaucracy of Italy? Because Italy is where our heart is at. We've loved that. And I've kind of been waiting several years to see if like they would get a visa that allowed you to work as a digital nomad. So fingers crossed that comes together, because we love that part of the world and that culture. And you know, I have family that has spent extensive time there and they grew up there. And I have friends that are working on getting their by descent Italian citizenship. And it's just a wonderful place in the world. So we're going to investigate more, and I'm going to bring you along, biscuits, as I kind of dive in and figure out what's the year. I'm going to be really transparent. I have no idea what's our year going to bring. But there's this beautiful energy to this year. And I think it's really special to explore and to come along with me as I explore, so you can see, you know, as I vacillate between things, what's going to work, how do we make it work. It's a mystery, but I'll figure it out. So come along, come join on Patreon, come say hi to a primal self-care year that is going to kick butt. If you missed our 11-day manifestation in January, you can watch all the replays on there. Sign up for the homemaker tier. And it is just a wonderful way if you are looking to jumpstart manifesting, if you're looking to jumpstart focusing and figuring out what's going to bring you happiness this year, if it's digital nomading, if it's setting down roots, if it's exploring your inner happiness. It is a wonderful course to take. Pop on over to my Patreon and I will see you right there. I'll be in the comments in our private chat that we have on there exclusively for all the fabulous patrons. We're trying to get to 1,500 patrons this month. So I got to 1,200, woo! And I would love to get to 1,500 because that would just be incredible. So if you're thinking about signing up, now is a great time because it'll make me extra excited. Okay, I'm going to see you over on Patreon. Bye, biscuits.